going on, political media? So I have a video I'm going to show you guys. Before I show it, I want to preface it by saying that politics can be in any form. Politics are not just in Washington. The church is full of politics too. Why do I say that? I say that because politics is a game. It's a game of willing and dealing, using under the auspices of being for the people. For instance, you have a senator represents a state. You have a representative represents a district in a state, and they run their campaigns, and their whole thing is for the people, for the people, for the people. All the time, you have people in their districts that are suffering, right? And why is that? A lot of times because they get so caught up into the politics of Washington that they don't get back to the community to really tap into what's really going on and where the community is failing or dying. And I think it's the same way in some churches where they get so caught up into the grandiosity of being the pastor or the minister or the choir director that they miss people that are in the church that are dying or not being helped the way that you are supposed to help. So I said all that to say that this guy, Kelontae Gavin, posted a video sharing his experience of being sexually abused and from the age of 5 to 12, but also having his gift still be exploited in the church, but no one ever tapping into the brokenness that he was experiencing. And that's a very common story. And just check it out. Comment below. Let me know what you think. And don't forget to subscribe.
21 years old. I went viral at 15. But the documentary gets to take you before the cafeteria video, how it was growing up from 5 to 12, 13, 14, and you're going through life as a kid being molested, man, by a boy cousin in the family. Like, how do you maintain that? And the preachers say that the hand of God is on your life, but somebody else's hands are in your pants. And so it took a couple of years, man, for me to see that what had felt good from being 5 to 13. And then, you know, you're making up that this is okay, that it's okay for same-sex attractions. It's okay to operate and still sing in church, and nobody knows nothing because you're gifted and talented and anointed. So they say, the hand of God is on your life and God's going to use you. But what do you do when you're broken on the inside and you have not confronted some things? The danger that the church did, and they do to most of my generation, is that they put weapons in our hand before our times. Before they give you a gun, you first got to know what it is and how to use it. So what we do is we put them behind the keyboard. We put them behind the drums. We put them behind the microphones, and we not ask or get to see, okay, how healthy they are, not just how gifted they are. I was broken, man. I was like singing in church. I was sinning in church. I was slipping in church because I didn't want to confront an abuse sexually that happened to me from 5 to 12. And so it was a hard thing. It was hard to confront. It was hard to go through life. It was hard, man, trying to sing to people, man, and you see their tears fall out of their face because they're feeling the anointing and the presence of a God that you can't feel. So what do you do being 15 and you go viral and everybody feels your anointing and everybody feels the anointing that God gave you, and the anointing on your life works for everybody else except you. So I was gifted for everybody else, but I could not see, wait, what I'm in is like, this is not healthy. Like it looks good, but on the inside, man, I was broken. So yeah, always heard it. What was wrong? I mean, we know, hey, a man and a man, you know, as a kid, that's not it. Or, you know what I'm saying? Woman and a woman, that's not it. So it's preached against. But what do you do when they're preaching against it, but you also see it in the church? So it's kind of confusing to a young man or a young woman, because the thing that your pastor or the preacher is preaching against is all around you. So it was a dichotomy to accountability. So I couldn't receive it coming into my 14 and 15-year-old self. You know what I'm saying? But it was definitely challenging. You know, the world saw the viral, but God saw the violated. What do you do? What do you do when you're confused yourself, when you're broken and perversion is so interwoven in your DNA?